All right, guys, we are back here with another episode of Marvel's What If. This is episode 3.
Woo! Here you go.
And
getting better and better.
We'll jump to it. I think this is my favorite one so far.
This was the mystery. This was like the other two, it was just like you were interested to see exactly how it would play out. This one, you were generally like, you want to get to the end to find out what the mystery was.
Who did it?
Yeah.
How they did it, and like why. And in that 33-minute episode,
Ant-Man was so strong.
My God, Hank
Is
Pym.
it Ant-Man? Is that who it was?
Yeah, Hank Pym.
Okay, gotcha.
So the tradition, Michael Douglas, they comicized or animated, we'll say, for that him, the oldest, ruggedest looking man, and he kind of looks like that in real life.
Yeah.
They did it, and all the characters, like, you know, they got all the big wigs back, all the big voices, the big actors to do their characters. So they were able to use the characters and make them look like.
Johansson.
Yeah, but that's okay.
She's got some legal feud going on with Disney.
Could have fooled me. So either way, like, this episode was what if the world lost the Avengers?
Yep.
Actually, they didn't even get them off the ground. This was every intro to all the movies we've seen of Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. This was all their first movies put into 30 minutes.
And going hard left.
Yeah, if it never got to the point of where the whole reason you were watching the movie.
Yeah.
So I thought this one, you know, we cover every episode. The animation, still good.
I liked it.
I'm going to say, like, it opened up and it felt like, you know, it opened up on Samuel Jackson's animated face. And what isn't he in that you don't love? You know what I mean? Like, he is, you want to see him, and he's the same person. But it was, the animation came up, I'm like, great. I felt like now by episode 3, I'm back home. This is normal.
The one thing I kept asking myself the whole episode was, that's not all the Avengers. Where in the hell is Captain America?
Yep.
And at the end of the episode, they referenced the fact that he's still in his cryo sleep.
They tied that little bow
Yeah.
and presented a nice little gift to him.
The whole time I'm asking Ryan, I'm like, where in the hell is Captain America?
He's the only one we were missing of the
and then
core.
Captain Marvel too, right? She showed up at the very end.
She comes in later, but your OG Avengers were covered, even down to Hawkeye and the Black Widow. So they were all there, and you found out that Nick Fury was an Avenger. Perfectly fine with that. Badass. He was super powered because of Loki.
When he fought the what would you call him? You know more about Marvel, not Ant-Man, but like
Hank Pym.
Okay, when he fought against him,
in
Nick
the
Fury
Wasp
did,
costume.
and I'm like, wait a minute, why in the hell is Nick Fury such a badass? That made sense because it was Loki masquerading as Nick Fury.
So with all this happening, Loki shows up to defend Thor, his death. Which I was a little taken aback by, that a demigod was killed by an arrow. But it's okay. I
don't think the Hulk would have died through that experiment either.
Oh, I don't know. That was such an odd one, because the whole time we're watching it, Ryan's looking at me and we're looking at each other like, how's the Hulk going to die? And literally, he even said he can't die.
Right.
But
I don't think
as we're walking down to we're recording this episode, we're asking, what do you do that someone can get to the size of a blood cell? Like, he obviously threw something into the Hulk's heart that took him out. Well, okay.
It just grew it.
You can't penetrate his skin. You can't kill him from the outside. So we haven't seen in any of our movies or any of our genre of, you know, how we see the comic universe of, like, what happens.
No one ever tried doing that to the Hulk in, like, the comics or anything?
Not that, I mean, there's a ton of comics. Obviously, we're watching a show about what if this was happening. So
I felt like you had to suspend your belief on how, like, the Avengers would die
in
order
Hulk
to go along
died?
with this.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I don't think the Hulk would have died from that. To your point, Thor definitely wouldn't have died
in this universe, though. They did.
Yeah, they did.
Because there's multiple universes, multiple realities, and this was by far the best one so far. Worth a watch. My God, and I don't
know, man. I said that, but I really liked the second one too.
It was good, but these were all your homeboy characters. These were your characters you wanted to go to war with. They were going to protect you from
and it was
all the troubles.
The original movies. So it was like far enough back in the phases of the Marvel movies where it was like it was fresh and new.
Yep.
So it was cool to go back to those like origin stories and be like, what if we just took a hard left turn here?
Would you watch another 30 minutes of another continuation of what would happen now after this movie with Captain America and Captain Marvel?
But I said the same thing about last week too. I want to see T'Challa as Star-Lord again.
No, I love T'Challa as Star-Lord. I'll take T'Challa in any way, shape, or form that we can
get. Any more Chadwick Boseman we can get.
But this was okay. Now this storyline of, because to me, I hope at episode 10, and I know there's things out about what episode's about,
right?
But I would love to see all of them come together And okay, so you have at the last episode, you have, you know, Captain America and Captain Marvel ready to fight Loki because Loki controlled and took over the world and unified all of the countries in the world. Why? Because he's a tyrant. We are his subordinates.
He's a
now.
tyrant,
right? And I'm okay with that. That's playing to Loki.
Yeah.
But now, what happens if T'Challa comes down with the gang from space to help fight Loki?
You know what? I would not put it past Disney to make movies out of this, because we've already known now that the Marvel Cinematic Universe got blown up into infinite possibilities. It's completely within the realm to tell a completely non-canon story from the universe that we've known in.
But it's characters you recognize, a fresh story, and a fresh look. Because at the end of the day, you watch all these Marvel movies and superhero movies, the heroes win.
Yeah.
They didn't here.
Yeah, they all died.
Yeah. And Loki took over. This was outstanding in my art. I love the original story of it.
So it's getting better. The show's going like this so far.
Yep.
So
right. So I'm ready for the next one.
That was episode 3 of What If on Disney Plus. If you guys like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe. Tell us in the comments what you thought about the episode, and we will see you on the next one. See you.